Good afternoon, Bob. Trade Genius here. It's the 20th of December, and just going to show you a few charts here to show you what the market's kind of up against. So on the 9th of December, the small caps they topped, and it's attempting to try to double top it, but right now it's still failure. I got to turn down here, and we'll see now if we know we're right. If I get a lower low here, then I feel pretty good that the small caps have topped for this cycle. Looking at the yen, that top or bottom, I should say, on the 15th, and they reported they're not changing their interest rates, and they said things are getting better, and I expect that should firm up the yen against the dollar, which takes away one of the funding sources. And speaking of funding sources, you can look at the VIX here. It's down at 11, pretty much a double bottom here from the 7th of December. And one thing I don't have time to show you in this, but over the last 10 years, when the VIX was down in December, January it was up, and it's up like on average of between 200% and 300%, and so I'm looking for moves here from 11 to minimum, but in January we're talking 25 to 100%, but over 3 months all the way up to I'm looking for the VIX up to in the 30 area. So every time, so I went back and looked at it. When the VIX was down in December, it always had a very strong January into the 1st of February. Some of these moves started in the last week of December, which is after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, and most of them started right out of the gate in January. Tomorrow we have the VIX roll, so we'll see if it starts firming up. But I intend to be long volatility through a VX contract through the month of January to take advantage of it. And I'm long TMW, for the small cap, and I have SPY puts. And the other thing I want to show you too is, because I'm going to be buying XLE puts, is oil also topped on the 12th. So we have small caps, oil, SPY, and the yen all had topping or bottoming actions. And speaking of bottoming actions, if you look at the miners, is that they bottomed here, and on today they pushed and made a new low. So they're still a little suspect, but SLW, which I own, did not make a lower low, and so kind of held just a little bit above a double bottom. And then I bought AG today too, and at 687, so it's already starting to move higher. And I expect I'm expecting a recovery, because the yen and gold have been working in opposites, and the yen will have to relent. And it looks like it's the way they've been playing the game here. If I was a Japanese manufacturer, and that's a company-run government, so the first half of the year they got to get the yen high, buy all their raw materials at a lower price, manufacture everything, and then sell it at a higher price through currency debasement, and deliver. And so it seems to be a seesaw pattern here with the currencies, and so they got to go back to start buying stuff again. So I imagine that there'll be pressure on them to lift the yen to be able to buy their products more cost competitively. Because at some point, if they don't do it, it doesn't make any sense for them. They don't get any advantage, because Japan imports everything. All they really are is a process and an intellectual property site, and they use their currency to protect their home market and to dump excess product out onto the world market. Yeah, but in fairness to them, is they also have some really good technologies and processes intellectual property that gives them a bit of an advantage. But that can get whittled away, if they lose their currency advantage. And then last thing I want to show you here is, if I don't forget what I was going to say, is I think I probably did. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm looking at tomorrow. Oh, that's what I want to show you. This is the last baby in town. Excuse me, I'm still fighting this cold. Is that they're trying to push this thing over 20,000 or 200, ring the bell. It's blocked for now. I can't imagine them not doing it. It would just leave an itch to be scratched. But they've done these kind of things before, where they get everybody all excited about it, and that's where they stole the money and rolled it over. So I'm expecting. I'm expecting if they ring the bell on 200 here, I'm expecting this thing to fall, and fall for the next 6 to 8 weeks. And for SPY, my short term, on SPY is to get it down to my moving VWAP, and then just keep rolling down. And if we get below two, let me see here. Pull up. And we get in here below the 220 area, we're back in the rectangle, and then I expect price to move right back down to the bottom of that rectangle, because then it would be a broken breakout or a failed breakout. Anyway, Bob from Trade Genius. It's kind of what's on my mind. Just kind of stuck in quicksand here, and looking for the market to do what I expect in my humble arrogance. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye.